Okay, so you know that feeling, right? You really need that study guide, like now for a test, or maybe you're trying to unlock some cool skin in a game.
Oh, yeah. Or even using one of those AI homework helpers everyone's
I
talking
mean,
about.
exactly. And then bam, you hit a paywall. Or it wants a subscription. It's super annoying.
It really is. And it kind of shows how, well, how clunky online payments can be sometimes. You need credit cards, you're always making new accounts.
Signing up for subscriptions for things you might literally use just once.
Yeah, it's not exactly smooth sailing.
Right. And that's kind of where this new idea called Buy 402 starts to come in. It's like a potential new way, maybe an upgrade for how payments could work online.
For people, but
Hmm.
maybe even more interestingly, for AI too.
Totally. So, our mission today in this deep dive is basically to figure out what Buy 402 actually is and, why it might actually be a pretty big deal for you using examples that hopefully make sense.
Sounds good. So maybe let's start with the why. Like, what's actually wrong with how we pay for stuff online right now? Why isn't it um, ideal, especially thinking about the future?
Well, for one thing, the current systems weren't really built with AI in mind, And AI needs to pay for things automatically without a person sitting there typing in card numbers.
Good point.
But honestly, even for us humans, there are definite pain points. Like, ever tried sending money through your bank? Sometimes it takes, what, like 1 to 3 days?
Yeah, ACH transfers can be surprisingly slow.
But online, we kind of expect things instantly, don't we?
We absolutely do. And okay, credit cards are faster, sure, but they bring their own set of problems, right? Like potential for fraud, chargebacks.
Which is a big headache for the websites and businesses we use.
Definitely. And another thing we shouldn't forget is lots and lots of people around the world don't even have bank accounts.
Right. Which really limits what they can actually access and do online.
So this is where Buy 402 comes in with a pretty different idea. Imagine you, or maybe an AI, tries to access something online that isn't free.
Okay.
Instead of making you sign up or log in, the website can basically just ask for the payment right there, in real time. It uses this specific internet code, HTTP 402.
402, payment required.
Exactly. It's an old code, but they're proposing using it in this new dynamic way.
Huh. Okay, so less jumping through hoops. The site just says, hey, this costs a little bit.
Pretty much. And the cool thing is, this could potentially get rid of the need for like complicated API keys for developers sometimes, or setting up another account.
Or subscribing to something you just need that one time.
Yeah, exactly. Think about it like this. Maybe you needed to print just one single page from a textbook in the library.
Okay.
Instead of having to buy the whole expensive book or figure out some clunky printing card system, what if you could just instantly pay like 5 cents just for that one page?
Ah, okay. That kind of flexibility.
That's sort of the goal for Buy 402 online.
Yeah.
Instant, flexible, pay for what you use.
Okay, I'm starting to get it. So how does it actually work? Step by step. Keep it simple for us.
Sure. So step one, you or an AI requests something online, a piece of data, access to a tool, whatever.
Right.
Step two, if it costs money, the service sends back that 402 payment required message. But crucially, this message also includes how much it costs maybe in something like USDC,
Right.
A stablecoin pegged to the dollar.
Okay, so a digital currency that stays stable.
Right. And it also tells you where to send the payment, like a specific digital address.
Gotcha. So it's like a little digital invoice delivered instantly. Pay this much to this address. What's next?
Step three, your digital wallet, which is basically like a secure app, maybe on your phone, holding your digital money automatically or with your, sends that small payment to the address it was given.
Using secure codes and stuff, I assume?
Oh yeah, using blockchain technology for security. Then step four, the service sees the payment arrive almost instantly usually, and boom, access granted, it lets you in.
Wow, okay. That does sound way simpler than fumbling with credit card numbers or logging into PayPal every time.
It's designed to be much more streamlined.
Can we do like a quick compare and contrast, old way versus Buy 402 way?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take that AI example again. An AI research assistant needs data from, say, 5 different databases.
Okay.
The old way, probably 5 separate subscriptions. Managing 5 accounts, 5 sets of API keys or logins, it gets complicated.
Right, I can see that.
The Buy 402 way, potentially the AI can just ping each database as needed, make a tiny payment, like a fraction of a cent maybe, for just the specific data it needs at that moment, and get it back. No prearranged subscriptions needed in theory.
Huh. Paper query, almost.
Exactly. Or for you, let's say you need to read one specific news article for a school project.
Hmm.
Old way. You hit the paywall, maybe need a monthly subscription.
Ugh. The worst.
By 402 way.
Right.
Maybe the site sends a 402 request for, I don't know, 15 cents. Your wallet pays it, you read the article. Done. No account, no subscription.
Okay, that sounds useful. So this opens up some cool possibilities then, things that are kind of a hassle now.
Definitely. One of the biggest is enabling really, really small payments. We call them micropayments.
Micropayments, like tiny amounts.
Yeah, because the underlying tech, some of these blockchains, have super low transaction fees, sometimes near zero. This means you could feasibly pay, like, fractions of a cent for things.
Fractions of a cent. For what, though?
Well, maybe for using an AI tool to classify one image for you.
Mm.
Or watching just, 10 seconds of a tutorial video to see the one specific step you need.
Whoa, paying per second a video. That's different.
It could totally change how we think about paying for online content, right? Instead of big subscriptions, maybe you pay tiny bits for exactly what you consume.
Okay, mine kind of blown a little bit. What else?
Another big one is potentially skipping the whole sign-up dance for lots of things.
Oh, please tell me more. I hate making accounts.
Right. So imagine you need an AI to quickly summarize a web page. With Buy 402, maybe you could just send the request, pay a tiny fee like 5 cents, get the summary back. No need to create an account, give your email, make a password.
Just pay and go. That would be amazing,
Like,
seriously. What about security with all these tiny payments flying around?
Well, because they often use blockchains, these payments are typically processed very quickly, and importantly, they're generally irreversible once confirmed.
Irreversible, unlike credit cards where you can do chargebacks.
Exactly, which can actually reduce certain types of fraud risks for the businesses offering the services, so potentially more secure in that sense.
Interesting. So maybe better for everyone involved.
That's the idea. Circling back to the AI angle, Buy 402 is really designed with AI agents in mind.
How so?
It allows an AI program to autonomously pay for the resources it needs to run, like maybe it needs more computing power for a complex task, or access to a specialized data set.
So the AI could just pay for it itself, without a human needing to approve a subscription first.
That's the vision. It could lead to AI tools that are more independent, more capable, because they can acquire the resources they need on the fly.
An AI with its own digital wallet. That's definitely a future-forward thought.
It is. And it's important to mention Buy 402 isn't locked into one specific cryptocurrency like Bitcoin or anything. It's designed to be flexible, work with different stablecoins, different blockchains, makes it more adaptable.
Okay, flexible, adaptable. Let's bring it back down to earth. Give us some more concrete, everyday examples maybe a teenager might actually see or use.
Okay, sure. We mentioned the news article, one paying maybe 10 or 20 cents for one article instead of a $10 monthly subscription you barely use.
Yeah, that one clicks. What else?
Maybe that AI homework helper.
Uh,
Instead of a flat monthly fee, perhaps it charges like 3 cents every time it accesses a premium database to answer your question accurately.
so you pay more if you ask it harder questions that need better info.
Potentially, yeah. Or think about gaming. Maybe you're in a super intense online match and need a bit more processing power for like 5 minutes to avoid lag. Oh, yeah. Maybe you could pay a tiny instant fee, say 2 cents, for a temporary server boost just for that critical moment, instead of needing the absolute top-tier gaming PC all the time.
Paper boost in a game. Interesting.
Or like an AI assistant on your phone. Maybe it needs real-time sports scores to give you updates. It could automatically make a tiny Buy 402 payment to a sports data feed just for the scores you asked about.
Okay, I can definitely see how these kinds of instant small payments could fit into lots of different online things.
Yeah, it's about making access more granular, more immediate.
So let's try and wrap this up. The main takeaway here seems to be that Buy 402 is this new framework for thinking about online payments. Could make things a lot simpler, more flexible.
Especially as AI becomes more common, yeah. It's leading into that pay-as-you-go model for the internet.
Right, paying for what you actually use when you use it.
Exactly.
Okay, so here's maybe something for you, the listener, to chew on. How could this kind of system, this pay-as-you-go thing, change how you use the internet? Think about the apps, websites, services you use now.
Yeah, where do you currently hit paywalls? Or need subscriptions that feel annoying? Could making tiny instant payments be better in those situations?
It definitely opens up some interesting possibilities, doesn't it?
It really does. And if you're curious to learn more, you can definitely search online for Buy 402 protocol or HTTP 402 payments. See what projects are experimenting with it.
Yeah, think about the services you use, streaming, news, tools, games. How might micropayments change that experience? It's definitely an area to watch.
For sure. Lots of potential there.